So the news stories of women standing up for the truth, finding their voices, pushing back against the issue their sports is facing, saying enough is enough, we're not going to do this anymore, just continues. Recently, as you all know, we covered a story to do with jiu-jitsu where women at a competition abandoned the whole thing because they were going to be competing against men. Due to all that went on, the major organization NAGA ended up changing their policy so only women can compete against women and men can compete against men. And who knows, with this story as well and the eyes that are on it, because it is growing, it's getting a lot of traction now, maybe the same thing can happen as women's pool becomes the next sport people are talking about, because I don't think many people, me included, were aware of how big the issue is with men competing against women. And the federation of this sport is doing nothing to stop it. In fact, they actually changed their rules to further put these women at a disadvantage. It's absolutely crazy to see. So if you see the story on social media at all, share it around, maybe share videos talking about it like this one, leave a like rating on this video, comment on this video, all of those things help the video get pushed out more so more people can see it. We have this video though that I'm going to be sharing with you firstly, all to do with a woman at an event who takes some action after she was matched up against a male. The crowd love to see it, you're going to love to see it. And then secondly, we're going to be taking a look at an article all to do with another woman who's refusing to compete against other men. And it goes into a lot more detail surrounding the issues the sport is facing. But Redux go on to post on X. A female pool player reportedly refused to compete against a trans-identified male opponent at the Women's Champions of Champions final in Denbighshire, Wales. I hope I got that right. Lynne Pinches walks away from the table after being matched to play against Harriet Haynes.
Come on, you can win the lag. Yes, Lynn!
I love it, man. You love to see women doing this. This is what women need to do. You hear the crowd, they're cheering, they know what she's standing up for. We know what she's standing up for. And when we see women take this action, I've always got to applaud it. You know, when a woman does this, or anybody does this at an event when everybody's watching, that takes some guts, right? Because who knows what could happen. But no, she stood up for herself. She stood to her principles. She's standing up for the truth. She walked away. That is the best thing to do, because it cannot keep on carrying on within sports, and action needs to be taken. If the sporting organizations aren't going to do it themselves, then the players need to take it into their own hands. You know, we always see liberals clapping for things that are stunning and brave, whether it be on social media or out in the streets, when really it's nothing worth clapping about. I'd be embarrassed to clap about those things if I was them. But no, this is what is stunning and brave, mate. Standing up for yourself, standing up for truth, reality, common sense, and fairness. However, again, this isn't the only woman who has taken action into her own hands. This article we're going to be talking about goes into so much detail, you wouldn't believe how many issues this sport is facing. Get ready for this. One of the world's top ranked women pool players is refusing to play against anyone who is not biologically female in professional competitions amid a bitter row over transgender competitors. Alexandra Cunha, who was 5th in the international ranking for female pool players, took the stance after the rules of her sport were changed last week to allow men who identify as women to play in ladies tournaments that command thousands in prize money. She is one of the dozens of professional female players who are now rebelling against the growing number of trans players who are playing professionally in the women's pool leagues. Imagine changing your rules, your policies to allow what? Delusion and cheating to run rampant? All those people who sat down and changed this policy for whatever reason, which the article also states, and I think it's pretty weak to bow down if I'm going to be honest with you, but it's a disgrace and they should be ashamed of themselves. They argue that the involvement of players who identify as female but were born male in ladies competitions is deeply unfair because they have a clear physical edge over women competitors. These advantages include possessing greater upper body strength, enabling them to make a more powerful initial break of the balls, which can dictate the direction of a game, the women say. In addition, trans players are said to be able to play games at a faster pace and have an extended reach when taking shots due to their larger arm span. Yet liberals will sit there now, and you see it all over social media. They always try to convince people, actually, you know what, there is no physical advantage, there is no biological advantage, because as we know, avoiding the truth is what they're great at. The dispute is the latest upset in an ongoing debate over whether trans competitors should be allowed to compete into female categories, which countless sporting disciplines are grappling with. I mean, it's not that hard, really. Miss Cunha, who is based in the UK but is captain of the Portuguese women's national pool team, told the Mail on Sunday, "I've been playing pool since I was 17 and I'm 5th in the world, but I'm risking throwing everything away over this because I hate unfairness. I recently played a transgender player and I was destroyed when I lost." She's been playing pool since she was 15, right? And I imagine it's the same for a lot of these pool players, even earlier. Yet now this is the issue they have to deal with, an issue that shouldn't be there, an issue that is unfair to them. It's putting them at a disadvantage, and she's risking everything, her career. She's 5th in the world to speak out against this issue. She hates unfairness, like all of us, because maybe, I don't know, she realizes that standing up for this issue in the grand scheme of things is worth more, because not only in the present are you standing up for yourself and the unfairness you're going through, but also other women now in the present as well, but in the future. And she is 5th in the world. So this could inspire others to do the same. This can't go ignored by the federation. Surely they have to take some action. Do they want to keep seeing the bad PR of allowing males to compete against women? Surely as an organization, you'd like to avoid that. Will they change the policy? Well, who knows? The 49-year-old also revealed that she wrote this week to the head of a major tournament known as the International Rules Pool Tour, pulling out of the event. She informed the organizers, "As we live in a free world and I will stand up for what I believe is fair, I will not play against any players that wasn't born a woman, independently of being a first round or a final." Ms. Cunha said she offered to continue with the tour if her rules of play were accepted, but she was simply told that her entry fee would be refunded. Wow. The controversy now rocking the top levels of women's professional pool began on October 24th when the sport's international governing body, the World 8-Ball Pool Federation (WEPF), changed the rules over trans players' participation in female tournaments. Initially in August, with increasing numbers of trans players applying to play in women's tournaments, the WEPF had to put out a joint statement with its main sponsor, the Ultimate Pool Group, ruling that these events will be exclusively open to individuals who are born female. But just 8 weeks later, there was a shock reversal in this decision, which a number of women players have suggested that it was made under pressure of legal threats from trans competitors. The WEPF and Ultimate Pool issued an update on competition eligibility for transgender and non-binary players, stating that there would be no discrimination on the grounds of gender identity. They stipulated that they would operate a gender self-identification policy for competitors, but added also that they reversed the right to test that testosterone had been suppressed to the levels required of trans athletes by the International Olympic Committee. Within a week of this announcement, however, more than 60 professional female pool players joined forces through a WhatsApp support group to oppose the changes, the Mail on Sunday has been told. 60 pool players came together. I've not seen that anywhere else. Maybe I'm wrong there, you guys can let me know in the comments below, but as far as I'm aware, we've not seen 60 players from a sport come together to oppose this sort of policy. Surely the federation have to change it now. Surely that would be the right thing to do. That would be common sense, right? Then again, common sense is hard to find, regardless of what, legal threats are being made to them, which, by the way, that just shows you what times we're living in. People are making legal threats because women want to compete against women. Just saying that, I kind of feel like I've woken up in a different reality. That is insane. One player, Lynne Pinches, said, "When I heard this announcement last week, I spent most of the day in tears, especially because it came after the announcement 8 weeks earlier that it was finally going to be a fair field. I'm worried now about the future of the game for women. If next year we had 8 trans players, they would probably be in the top 8. Last night, Olympian Sharon Davis, who has been a vocal supporter of women's sports remaining single-sex, branded the decision to allow trans players to play in female pool competitions as heartbreaking. She said, "Pool is a male-dominated sport like so many, and these women have worked so hard to get their own tour. These organizations know their game is sex affected. They know women need their own tournaments to grow female participation and opportunities. They must show courage and decency and stand up for women." Yes, they should stand up for women. We all know this, we can all see it, because they're not only standing up for women, but they're standing up again for truth and the reality we live in. And I cannot stress enough how important that is, because There are so many people out there with their agendas trying to distort the truth for XYZ reason, and it must stop, because once you allow that to happen, the slippery slope just will continue and we won't be able to reverse it. It has to stop. Women deserve the right to compete against other women. How are we still saying this? How is this even? You know what? It shouldn't even be a talking point. This shouldn't be an issue because women should not be going through it, right? But here we are pretty much every week now with another sport and this issue happening. When are these federations going to look in the mirror and think, yeah, you know what? Let's keep the sport fair, legitimate, safe as well with a lot of other sports. When are they going to do that? You're taking places away. We stress that enough. You're taking awards away. We stress that a lot. You're taking money away from these women. They've dedicated their lives to a sport. I don't think these people, these liberals as well, these federations who don't change their policies, I don't think they actually know how hard it is to dedicate your life to a sport. Because if they did, they wouldn't allow these policies to continue. For years, you dedicate your life to this sport. You sacrifice a lot, only for it now more than ever to be thrown out of the window because males are allowed to compete. It's disgraceful. It's a sham. These women deserve better. Why can we all see it, but again, they can't? Leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen, on what we've discussed in this video. A woman leaving a match, a woman ranked 5th in the world, refusing to compete against other men, and 60 female pool players coming together and pushing back against this. I'd love to know. If you have enjoyed today, then also make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video. But until next time, until tomorrow, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.